program, Gene Garris, America's radio show, here on The Point, which is 100.7 FM and 1470 AM. Already got a caller lined up. Telephone number here is 803-799-8255. So that's 799 Talk on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. So had to do some extra. Oh, goodness. Had to do some extra engineering here to get everything up. So we're on the Instagram, we're on the YouTube, we're on the X, we're on the Rumble, and we are also on Facebook. So lots of opportunities to see, and always, and probably the best quality, at www.makethepointradio.com. And we're almost there. We're almost there to the tryptophan apocalypse. We're almost there. We're getting there. We will be there. We're going there. And then also on Monday, we're going to have this. I mean, gosh, it's like a WWF type thing. It's going to be amazing, from our friend David the Scientist, and of course our friend Professor Ed. And so they'll be doing the afternoon drive on Monday. And me, I'll be doing it by myself on Wednesday. So lots of double shots going on here. And I don't know if you heard the program last week, but I have a really cool intro that I worked on, and it played perfectly every time last weekend. And something is wackadoo. It has gone wackadoo. So I'll make sure that we have that ready for the prelude to Turkey Day, the L-tryptophan apocalypse. And again, one more time, the telephone number here is 803-799-8255, 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. And if you know somebody, we're doing, something has happened, and we're doing the Instagram at 8K or so, it says. So if that's an improvement. But we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Dr. Gene, happy Sunday. How are you doing?
Hey, what's going on there, David, Professor de las Ciencias?
You said I'm on the radio tomorrow. That's the first I've heard of this.
Really? The first time? I mean, I think maybe well, I just heard about it. I didn't. No. I wasn't part of the decision making. I support it fully, and I'm sort of excited. And the real reason is a lot of my goofy political philosophy. The first thing is, if we can talk about it, we can probably come up to a solution. And things that I know that I'm interested in and you're interested in, like abortion, that's really something you can't talk about. It doesn't work. That's the one sort of proof of the rule that you can never convince anybody. You know, everybody is locked in their own set of concrete shoes. But everything else we seem to be able to talk about and find some level of accord, and I just like it. And this is another thing. So the normal cadre of these great people that hang out with us on Sundays, you know, when we do these listener events, I look for them, and they don't show up, and I'm like, well, and I've met a number of the listeners, but the ones that I sort of expected to show up don't necessarily make it. So I encourage them. So hopefully Ed will walk away from this going, I think I'm going to go to the listener appreciation thing.
Well, Gene, you know, the way this girl from, I think, is she from Georgia, Crockett, Ratchet?
No, she's from Texas, and her part of the reapportionment is has zeroed out her district.
Right. Well, the way she's going, Gene, she's going to start accusing people of have gotten contributions from Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Some guy named Jeffrey Epstein gave you money. Some guy. Well, he's a surgeon. Some guy. the guy's a physician of some sort. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I mean, I think she should. I think somebody should have made a motion to take her words down because they're clearly not truthful.
Yeah, I mean, there were people believing it. There were people calling the station this week saying, "Oh, Mitt Romney's even part of this," and I'm thinking, "You're stupid. You're stupid if you believe this because look who you're dealing with first of all." And it's funny because there's two Jasmines, and this was the urban Jasmine. She gets a certain way depending on her audience or the mood she's trying to set and everything.
No, I mean, but I have seen her in different situations where if you were seated next to her at a dinner party and you got to speak to her, you would be delighted. And then she goes ghetto or ratchet or whatever they call it nowadays, those young people. Hold on, David. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. I'm Gene Garris. This is America's Radio Show.com eventually. We'll catch you on the flip side in just a few moments.
Ready to enjoy retirement as you've always dreamed? The Village at South Lake invites you to embrace a vibrant, independent lifestyle in Lexington's premier senior community. Spacious apartments, chef-prepared dining, endless activities await you, plus a caring team dedicated to your well-being. Discover a place where you can thrive, socialize, and relax without a worry. Call 803-356-1158 now and schedule your personal tour. It's your time. Live independently and in comfort at the Village at South Lake.
You can count on hot summers in the Midlands.
You can count on those South Carolina roads biting.
And when you end up with a broken windshield, you can certainly count on Absolute Glass.
With one phone call, we can repair, replace, and recalibrate your car's windshield.
We'll handle the insurance calls, and for most folks, it won't cost you a dime to let us fix your windshield.
Absolute Glass has been voted Lexington's best for 15 years straight.
So call Absolute Glass at 951-7200.
Or find us online at AbsoluteGlassInc.com.
And remember, if you can see through it, we can do it.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
Remodeling. Just the thought of it can be a little scary. I'm Eddie Springer of Trey Cow Builders, and we understand. Many of our clients come to us after a bad experience, from no-show contractors to shoddy work. We've seen it all. Trey Cow is different. We do first-class work quickly, cleanly, and affordably. With Trey Cow, remodeling's easy. Call 360-8211, 360-8211, or visit trecalbuilders.com. Quality from start to finish.
They lied to you about policies. They lied to you about services. They lied to you about the book handling. They lied to you about the wet market. They lied to you about restaurants. They lied to you about
Sometimes we forget, but now you have been reminded. Never, never, never allow them to do that to free people again. But thanks for holding on there, David.
Yeah, Gene. Two really main things. First is, and I've called this thing, Gene, for so long now. You hear this thing about beating a dead horse. I call this beating the dead red herring. Talk about the Epstein thing.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if the Democrats were, the only thing I can think of is either they're so stupid they didn't realize that several of their people were involved in all this stuff, like, the the text and everything, and the donations.
Yeah, Bill Clinton is best friend number one. BF. I mean, I think they had friendship bracelets that they shared with their victim. No, I mean that they exchanged.
Right.
I think 27 times to the pedophiles island. I think we can fairly say that. And
Right.
17 times to Casablanca, that the Clintons invited Jeffy 17 times to the White House. So we've heard, it was bad enough that this sort of puts some extra shine on the stories about William Jefferson Blythe Clinton using an intern as both a humidor and a bidet. But now you throw in the Jeffrey Epstein's link and you go, oh, of course he did that. Of course.
Well, so the only thing I can think of is maybe they really thought Trump would never sign it, because we even heard callers to Kevin's show saying, well, we'll see if Trump even signs it. So maybe they thought he wouldn't go that far and their names would not be exposed. I don't know, but it is totally boomeranged. And I saw something that said 89% of his political donations were to Democrats. So you had the woman who when he's already a known pedophile, texting, and she's like, well, constituents. And then the lady, this is like a CNN or MSN.
This woman was during a hearing. They're texting back and forth during a hearing.
Right.
So basically, Jeffy Epstein was also a member of Congress via the cell phone.
Mm. Well, it's just funny because the lady tried to say that, you got to respond to a constituent. And again, this was a liberal person, talking to her, CNN or whichever station it was, and said, but you were the first one. Like, you started the conversation. So
right.
This wasn't, well.
Yeah, you called him.
Why would you do it during that? That's very responsive. I never got that in 20-something years of Jim Clyburn. I never got a response, let alone one within a few seconds,
Well, remember this was over the impeachment of Trump. So Jeffy was on the phone assisting the lady who is I don't know if she's non-voting or what. Well, anyway, she's from the U.S. Virgin Islands. So Jeffy is assisting her in her attack on Orange Man Rad.
Right.
So Jeffy was taking the same position and the same attitude as Adam Schiff, taking the same position as that Jamie Ratskin, taking the same position as Nadler, taking the same position. Just go down the line. So that's so how many Congress critters did Jeffrey Epstein own? I think that would be interesting.
Well, the answer to that should be too many. But speaking of California with Schiff, you see, I wonder if it's going to be if the ticket's going to be Fartwell and Fang Fang running for governor.
Yeah, Fartwell and Fang Fang. He likes to play ping pong with Fang Fang. Yeah, a Chinese spy. This guy is so sexually power driven that he allowed a Chinese Communist Party spy to be his girlfriend.
And they'll vote for him in California.
Yeah, well, maybe. A
lot will.
Well, this is a thing, I think, with it just came out of Michigan, that when they did their 2020 analysis of the voting machines, they found cellular modems inside the voting machines.
Yeah.
For these things that weren't able to be hooked to the internet.
Yeah. So, Gene, the other thing is, how many people are there on the Supreme Court?
Last I checked, it was 9.
9 or 90,000 or 900,000?
Well, it's coming that way. All you have to do is all the members of the Democrat caucus in the House and Senate think they're on the Supreme Court.
Well, I mean, it sounds like people want to make every member of the military a member of the Supreme Court, because now they're expecting people in the military to rule this is illegal. I didn't know. Maybe it's some part of the oath that they take when they become military, that maybe they're part. I should ask my nephew. He's in the Army now. I should ask him, hey, did they give you a seat on the Supreme Court because now you can determine things which are illegal and not illegal? Or, you know, Gene, I remember when they were making every member of the military take the jab, and you better obey it, because it's a high command. You better obey it.
It's a following orders. You got to follow those
job.
orders. Now, the crazy thing by them, okay, so what they said was correct. You know, you are not permitted to act on an illegal order in the affirmative. You're not allowed to, you know, an illegal order is a non-order. Same thing with atrocities, humanitarian atrocities, murdering of civilians. Those are all things that are illegal orders. But Trump was also right when he said, hey, the penalty for sedition is death. Now, he didn't say that you 6 bad actors, borderline communists, that you 6 should be, meeting the firing squad or the hangman's noose. He didn't say that.
Well,
but they are encouraging people that might have political objections to pretend that they're legal objections.
This is like when, remember, he said maybe Liz Cheney would not have been such a warmonger if she had to. Maybe she should have a rifle in her face to make her feel like what it's really like to be on the front line and everything.
Right.
And oh my gosh, breaking news! Trump says Liz Cheney should be in a firing squad and be shot. And they take these things and they run with it. But they're so mad about him, as you said, quoting fact about what the law says. But yet, not one person who will talk about this locally on the station called in and complained about that lady in Missouri saying Trump should be assassinated.
Right.
Not one of them. Something illegal, assassination.
Right. Oh, even saying it, she probably has had and this is a dirty thing that I do. Of course, I do troll our friends on the left on social media, usually just Facebook. But every time there's something like that, I go ahead and tag the response with # U.S. Secret Service, just so it shows up on their feed.
Right.
Just to help them out.
But no, yeah. But like I said, they had no problem with that. They don't talk about that stuff happening. Then another thing is, Gene, I don't know if you heard about this mother up in New Jersey who's, I think she's maybe running for school board, but this is another case like the Virginia,
Loudoun County.
Yeah, AG. Well, the Virginia AG candidate that.
Oh yeah, that fetishized the murder of his political opponents and watching their children die.
Right. So this one, they're saying this woman, quote, she can't die soon enough or quickly enough, something like that. It doesn't stop, Gene.
Oh,
but they're going to be out there. We need to lower the temperature. Well, you're the ones with a hand on the dial.
Yeah.
You need to lower it.
Yeah, I mean how about this? I have not observed any of that type of stuff on the right. I just haven't. I haven't observed any of it. I'd call it out if it ever happened, but it doesn't happen.
I would too, but it just doesn't happen. Has it happened? Sure it has. But these days, for the last 10 or so years, they have got a big monopoly on it. And this is like a scorer in a football game, 85-2. Well, both teams scored. Well,
right.
One scored a whole lot more than the other, but you could truthfully say both scored. But is it true to make it look like that? But no, that's another thing. And then I told Kevin about this mayor in Seattle who apparently still lives with her parents. I don't know if that's really true.
Oh yeah, actually she commented now that she's going to be mayor, she can get out of her parents' house.
Oh, okay. Well, she's not going to allow grocery stores to shut down. She's going to make them stay open. It doesn't matter.
With what? You're stay open. Once the truck stops, because your city's on fire and the truck stop, what are you going to sell? Are you just going to make it a community center? Maybe a junior chop? What was that in? Was it chop? What did they call that thing? The something autonomous zone? Or, remember that?
Yeah, there was chop. You're right. It was chop. You're right.
So, you have to be the pantry for the chop,
Right.
even though nobody will deliver to your store because you burned the city down.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this too. There's a lady running for some office. I don't know what it was, and I want to say Nashville, but totally trashing the city. Like on video, on audio, this, I hate this city. The city's awful. I hate the people here. And she's out there going, "Oh, it's the right wingers trying to, I don't love this city."
Here's the video.
You said them.
All right, do you want to hold on for a moment, or do you want to drop off?
All
right, we're going to hold on with our friend David. We got people on hold. We'll bring them on too. There's room. 799-8255-799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Mary Rose. Top U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they've made progress toward ending the Russia-Ukraine war. They discussed an American proposal for peace, which some European allies fear is too favorable to Moscow. They discussed today in Geneva. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio described the talks as productive, but shared few details on what was discussed. He emphasized that the U.S. peace plan is a living document and that it would change. He also said anything Ukraine for a lacking gratitude for U.S. military aid. 50 of the 303 school children abducted from a Catholic school in Nigeria's state have escaped and are now at home with their families. The school authorities said today that 50 children aged 10 to 18 had escaped individually Friday and Saturday. This is SRN.
Nobody plans for a plumbing problem. They come unannounced and usually at a very inconvenient time. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning is your trusted ally. They recognize just how vulnerable a customer is at this time, and they want to help. They have well-trained plumbers who are there to make a difference when you need it most. I've experienced this. They're knowledgeable about their craft. They're not coming to your house to pitch new products. If something is broken, they'll give you a price to fix it if it's possible, or a price to replace it if necessary. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning is also locally owned and operated, or I simply wouldn't endorse them. Josh and his team prioritize customer service above everything else. They handle every issue with care and precision. Those are not just words. I've had Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning out to my home. They back up those words with their actions. If you have a crisis, get some peace of mind. Online, you find them at franklinplumbing.sc.com, or you call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. I'm absolutely positive they will make whatever is wrong right again. Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning.
Extra loud today. Extra punishing. Sometimes people need some punishment.
Yeah, I want to ask you, Gene, what are your thoughts early on? And I guess we still got 7 months or so to go, but for the primary, what are your thoughts so far on the government? No, you got 3 hours for that. On the governor election in South Carolina.
Well, I can tell you what other people say, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I say. So, Pam Avett has lots of support among my political weasel friends because they know that the changes as Governor McMaster leaves and a vet would come in would be seamless. That there were both of them, especially Governor McMaster, understand how the levers of power work, and he's not a grandstander. He knows how it works, and he's more about solving the problem. Now, on the other people running, I don't know if we can afford not to have Ralph Norman in the House. I don't know if it is tolerable. Like, let's say that Lindsey Graham said, I want to be governor of South Carolina. I've always wanted to be governor of South Carolina, so I'm going to surrender my Senate seat to run for governor of South Carolina. Even though I disagree with Lindsey Graham on a whole host of things right now, because the Senate's based on seniority, and he brings so much back, we can't necessarily afford.
Right.
Oh, goodness. I got a text there that I had to check. Well, anyway, so it would hurt us for somebody like Lindsey Graham to leave the Senate to shoot for a governorship. Now, Alan Wilson, and this is sort of the Barbara Bush curse. And so Jeb Bush was running for president, and I think it was a 60 Minutes interview, and it might have been with Barbara and Laura Bush, 43's a lovely wife. And Barbara Bush said, American people don't want another Bush as president. They've had enough of the Bushes. As her son was a candidate for president of the United States. And so with Alan Wilson, even though he has done a pretty darn good job, with some exceptions that the other candidates will point out. All right, I got a call that I can't take. I want to apologize to that person. Oh, there it went. Okay. So that's a thing that with our Congress critter Joe Wilson, who is well exposed and is a well servant of his district, people might have a problem there, or a lack of enthusiasm with like, this is a nepo baby. Even that, he's a military officer, he's an attorney, he's done a good job as Attorney General. And then the other, and not really the wild card, but Nancy, and I supported Rand Paul in the primaries, and I knew that Rand Paul was the smartest person in the room by every estimation that I could make, but he couldn't get any traction because Orange Man is a Caterpillar D9 earth mover with a supercharger and 4 turbos on it, and it just plowed through and gobbled up all the oxygen. So I suspect that Nancy Mace will be able to do that. That Nancy Mace, in her sort of, we'll say Trump-like bulldozing style, and again, other friends in the political class, people that are movers and shakers, are like, we don't want her. She's a nut. We don't want to do this.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that necessarily in evidence, but I have problems all the way around. But I think Nancy Mace could do it, and she's getting money too. So it would be different if she was an outlier so far out that nobody would support her. But as a member of Congress, she's getting some support. She's getting cash.
Well, the good thing, or I'm not, maybe I shouldn't say good thing, but an important thing to know, I guess, is the governor of South Carolina is largely figurehead. I mean, they really
we hated the king so much that we did not want to, in our state constitution, we did not want to empower one person. So we have a decidedly weak governor on purpose. And we have a weak American president, not by the guy that's currently there, but on purpose. And all this war waging and really the power and prestige of the American American president has always been not, look what he did. Well, he doesn't have the power to do that. Look what he did. Oh, well, no, he didn't do it. The legislature did it. In the same way that the legislature runs South Carolina, the national government is set up more that way also.
Well, she was in the House as a representative from down there, and she talks about all these things she wants to do. And I'm constantly saying, you were actually in the body that had the power, and you didn't propose it then. Why all of a sudden it changed now? And to me, she's just out there. She's just, Looney Tunes to me. But I'm a big fan of Pam Everett. She checks off the few boxes you always look for. So that's going good for her. But,
yeah, she is a great human being. Now, this is going to be out on the side, and it's weird, but I'm going to share it with you. One of the problems that Light Governor Yvette has is that at 50 feet, she favors former Governor Nikki Haley. So without my glasses on, if I see her, I wouldn't know the difference. And and so even though Governor Haley had done some really a pretty good governorship of this great state, all the Trump betrayal stuff, she and how about this again, going back to Nancy Mace? Nancy Mace is one of the Trump critics that survived. I think she's the only one.
Yeah, she loves to show the pictures of her and Trump and everything, and I love to say, I remember when you weren't Team Trump.
Right.
And I always remember. I don't know. I do know, I won't say, but I know why a lot of people are fans of her for her campaign and everything. But ultimately, I agree with you. I want to keep Ralph Norman in Congress. I would like to see Pam win the governor's race, even though, again, they don't wield much power. And I keep thinking to myself, Nancy, do you not realize that? You were even in the body.
Do you know how we could make Pam the governor of South Carolina?
Vote for her.
No, that's not it. If Governor McMaster, how did he get in?
Oh, okay.
So if Governor McMaster would, for health concern or family concern or something else, even though he, has always probably wanted to be governor of this great state, if he were to leave 4 months before the end of his term, then Light Governor would be real governor and would have opportunity to demonstrate the difference that she would have versus other people. So, there's... Go ahead.
Yeah, kind of like we wanted to do with Kamala. Say, hey, you're in the building right now. Can't you not do something?
Yeah, can't you walk over to that slightly round but askewed office? Will they not let you in?
Right.
But yeah, and that was one of the things. What we need here is we need a bipartisan border bill. We need comprehensive immigration law and enforcement. Or you can just use the power you already have and do what's right, like what Orange Guy ended up doing. So, in that jive, when he did his State of the Union show, not a proper State of the Union because it was under Biden's remaining government, but when he did the State of the Union show, and he said, maybe you don't need all this legislation, maybe you just need to change the president. Yeah, so a dynamic person can make a difference. And if I were to bet, and I don't bet, I would say it's going to be Mace.
Yeah. Oh.
but I've been wrong a lot, and I am a horrible pursuer of lost causes.
Right. Well, I guess the good thing then is she's limited to 2 terms, and then maybe that's the end of her career, and
she could do like David Beasley. David Beasley's group won a Nobel Prize. He's in charge of some feeding children thing through the UN. And I had my own set of problems. I worked for Arthur Ravenel, and we made it to the runoff. If we'd won, then my life would be different, and everybody's life in South Carolina would have been different. But Governor Beasley, when he left, he Governor Hodges. He started doing this UN food program, and they didn't award it to him, but they awarded the group a Nobel Prize. So that makes me feel great, because sometimes people just fade into the ether and you never hear about them again.
Well, I'll say I hope you're wrong on that one, but that's all I got, Dean. I do hope you'll listen tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I will. I will definitely listen. I will carve out things in my day to listen.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right,
talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later, David. And we're going to jump right to the phones and say, oh, hold on a second. It sent me to the phone, and then we're going to say, hey, caller, how are you?
Would that be me?
I think it is you.
Howdy, Gene. How are you?
Good. What's going on there, David?
I'm fine. I'm going through some challenges, but doing fine.
Health-wise or otherwise?
Otherwise.
Okay. All right, hold on, David. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with you. You are in the batter's box. Just hold on, and we'll be right back.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia, your premium cigar retailer in South Carolina. We're constantly restocking our favorite brands and always getting new things in for you to try. If you're new in town, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest hangout in town. Come on in and check us out. You're still at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard in the same plaza as the Melting Pot. And if you're new at cigar smoking, one of our friendly staff members can walk you through the humidor and find something you'll like. So stop by Colonial Village in Columbia.
Hey all, this is Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us. We have a great menu that's sure to please your whole family. We have fresh cooked burgers, big juicy wings, blue plate menu featuring country cooking, oven baked hoagies, fresh crisp salads, authentic Greek food like gyros, souvlaki, and baklava. We also carry 20 different premium cheesecakes and pies. Flight Deck Restaurant also has an arcade with 30 different games like Star Wars, Batman, Skee Ball, Bass Wheel, Pac-Man, Galaga, and so much more. Flight Deck, your favorite family restaurant. Thanks, y'all, and God bless.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-517-9383. That's 800-517-9383. 800-517-9383.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All right, music goes down, and our friend David comes back. Another David. We got lots of David. We even got a cowboy David. We are loaded to the gills with Davids. Thank you for holding on there, David.
But then the important David is
right here. You, it's you. Yeah, that's right.
Slayer of giants.
That's yeah. Well,
yes.
When
necessary, only when necessary.
We need to get you a sling.
I don't need one.
Okay.
I have a hammer.
Yeah, that's
connected to my arm.
So what's is it? Well, never mind. Go ahead. I was going to inquire, but
September.
I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good.
I think I'm getting there. Back in September, I was scammed by someone that was working through Amazon.
Oh, goodness.
And so now I'm divorced from Amazon, and it's helping me because I normally throw away a few $100s a month with Amazon.
Right. Never wake up in the middle of the night and pick up your phone and look at the alert for Amazon because might buy something.
So the next thing, in October, I was informed that I needed to move out of the apartment that I lived in for 19 years and move into another apartment with a rate increase of $125. Only because the person in the office don't like me. That's my interpretation. Okay, so, and I was also from you, so I've gotten over that. I'm in my new apartment, and then lo and behold, the old car decided it was ready to.
Oh goodness. Well, that's how it all happens. You know, that's when it rains, it pours. It actually not just talking about putting talcum powder in salt, but it seems that when one thing turns down, that's when everything hits.
Yeah. So on this Friday that just left, I drove off the car lot with a new car. Not a brand new car, but it's a brand new car to me, and it's a beautiful car.
Is it fun?
And pardon?
Is it fun?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm still kind of intimidated by it because of all those buttons and lights that it has in there. It's like, I think it's a good thing. And so I'm looking at this as giving me encouragement to stand tall, to stand strong, to not be defeated, because I understand that in this world that we live in, there are people that are wanting to harm us, wanting to bring us down.
That's why you got to fight.
Matters not. Yes, matters not your politics. It matters not your religion. It matters none of that. And as far as a fight is concerned, I was going to fight this one situation regarding my, at home. But I came to realize that things are too subjective. And if I were to fight and lose, then I would be committed to having to find another place. And so I'm going to use this to benefit me and cause me to be determined to succeed no matter what. So when these people that cast this judgment against me pass by me, they all with a glow on my countenance, and they will remember that they threw rocks at me, and the rocks bounced back and smashed them in the face.
Well, that's a great attitude to have, and that's sort of a manifestation too. If you are capable of fighting back, the bullies stay away from you. If you are capable of doing these things, if you've convinced yourself in your mind that if something like this happens, this is what I'm going to do, it is impressive to the people that would mess with us.
What I've done, I've paid my rent actually into January. Part of January is already paid, and I'm determined to stay away from, if you will, the edge. And so I will show them, look, what you did is not hurting me, but it's only encouraging me to be victorious. And with this new car payment that I have, I intend to be aggressive with it and hopefully get that paid off in a couple of years.
Well, great. That's all great stuff. It's about time that the good guys win.
Yeah, but this is not. I was not looking for another car payment at 70 years old, but it's like, okay, things happen for a reason.
Well, how about this? You might, without regard to health conversations or anything, you were going to outlive your other car anyway. Now you got to outlive the new car. So you might have three more to go.
Yes. Oh, no. That's stress. I spent about 4 hours at the dealership Friday, and way up there on New Killian Road, which is far from me. It's in a foreign country as far as I'm concerned. And so I didn't finish the deal until after dark. So here I am driving home in a car that I was not familiar with, in an area that I was not familiar with,
Yeah,
but I made it.
A bedroom community. Sometimes it takes like 6 minutes to get off the interstate at Killian Road.
Check this out. Speaking of interstate, I intentionally avoided the interstate, or shall I say, I tried. On my way there, I went too far up Federal, and I contacted the dealer. They told me how to get to them. And on final approach, I saw the building, and I was in the left lane, and that left lane put me where, Gene? Where did that left lane put me?
On
the interstate, where I did not want to be. And so I maintained my sanity, and I got off on the first exit that I could, and I got back and knew the next time around, stay away from the left lane. Stay away from both of those left lanes, because they're going to put you on the interstate again. So anyway, everything worked out. What I want to talk about is like, okay, the situation with the several several members of Congress that were encouraging the GIs, if you will, to disobey illegal orders and so forth and so on. I don't know why it's not clear. I know not every member of John Q. Public understands the military, but I spent a good bit of time in the military, and from shortly after day one, we were informed as to how to proceed, and that there were unlawful orders that you were not required to obey, that you were allowed to challenge.
Well, I mean, that's the whole Nuremberg defense. I was just following orders. Well, those were illegal orders. You committed a crime against humanity. And their response was, well, if I didn't carry out the order, they would have killed me, which is true.
Gene, I challenged a lot of orders. I remember one time my supervisor told me to relocate my car, to not park my car where I parked it. Well, I told my supervisor, I said, you're not the one who assigned parking spaces on base, and I told him who did. Well, he called the law enforcement on me. Well, when this officer showed up at my work site, and I walked out on the back deck where he, was talking to my supervisor, he told my supervisor, he said, I cannot give him a ticket for being parked where he's parked.
Where he's allowed to park?
I can give you a ticket. I can give you a ticket for where you're parked because that's a designated parking space, but it's not designated for you. And so a couple of days later, the executive support officer for my commander called me and said, Airman so-and-so, we have decided to designate that particular spot for motorcycles only. Is that okay with you? Yes, sir. See, the thing is, I was a member of dorm council, and so as a result, I was familiar with how things went with regard to parking and whether, what the signs are supposed to look like and all that.
These 6 Democrat, 1 senator, I think 5 House members, they said the truth that, hey, you don't have to follow an illegal order. And you can go a little bit further. It's actually a crime for you to follow an illegal order. But the problem is it begs the question, what illegal orders has the commander-in-chief forced these people to do? And I don't think there is one.
I'm glad you brought that up.
So you're encouraging people that might have an inkling to throw away their career. And, let's be honest, the reason officers have handguns is not to defeat the enemy. The reason they have handguns.
What officers are you talking about?
Officers in war.
Well, even peons have guns.
Right, guns, but not handguns. So if you're managing a group of people and someone defies your order, you shoot them.
No, where did you get that from?
The boys landing on Omaha Beach.
I don't know what happened then, Gene, but that is not in compliance with the Uniform Code of Military Justice today. I can't speak for then, but that would not be. No, there's due process even in the military.
Not in a firefight. There's not. If you disobey a direct legal order, is likely you will be dispatched.
The United States military is in signatures with the Geneva Convention. We have to conform with the requirements and the restrictions, if you will, of the Geneva Convention. So it's not
against enemy combatants, not against your own people.
Period, point blank. The Geneva, it's like period, point blank, and the Uniform Code of Justice informs the troops as to what's right and what's wrong. And I hear that the continuing complaint that I keep hearing is that these senators or whomever they were did not articulate what in particular. The reason they can't necessarily articulate.
No, they can't. They had to leave it ambiguous so that the chief executive wouldn't respond to it.
There's so many potential illegal orders that can be, filled out.
All right, hold on, David. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. We're full up. We'll finish with David in the first segment, and then we'll move to our three other people and open up a slot. I'm Gene Garris, America's Radio Show. Be right back.
People hear me talking about Broker Solar and how much I like Ken and his team. They ask, hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev? Let me tell you two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two, Broker Solar is so different than these stereotypes we've heard about in the solar industry. There's no signs on the yard making stupid promises they can't keep. There's no door knockers trying to pressure you at your own door. Ken and Broker Solar will tell you the truth, what it'll cost, and how your solar power investment will pay off. See, we can't pick our power companies. Broker Solar gives you a chance to take some control over your power bill, and I like that, and so should you. Online, it's brokersolar.com, and seriously, reach out to Ken and these folks. It could really make a difference in your quality of life. Brokersolar.com, empowering you so you're not powerless.
The Point. WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Mary Rose. Since the recent GOP election setbacks, the White House has ramped up its efforts to address the cost of living crisis. White House correspondent Greg Clugston reports.
Voters in the off-year elections made it clear that pocketbook issues remain a top concern. And over the past 2.5 weeks, the Trump administration has tried to focus more on those concerns. Vice President J.D. Vance told an interviewer, "We hear you, and there's a lot more work to do." He said there had been progress on lowering prices, but he said the American people need to have a little bit of patience. And President Trump has removed some tariffs on food imports in a bid to lower grocery prices. Greg Clugston, Washington.
As Congress weighs what to do about expiring Obamacare subsidies, Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick says he hopes Republicans can put forward a better health plan.
Design something that gives the consumer greater control, greater autonomy in the making their choices. They don't have that today. Something that creates adequate competition. We don't have that today. And finally, something that roots out this rampant corruption and fraud that is driving up costs for all American people. So that's how I see it, but that's a heavy lift. We got a lot of work to do.
McCormick was interviewed on the Salem Radio Network. At least 5 families say their babies were treated for infant botulism after consuming ByHeart formula months before a current outbreak was detected. More than 30 babies have been treated for the rare and life-threatening disease in an outbreak that started in August. The list of the best places to go for Thanksgiving is out. Wallet Hub ranked 100 cities across the country, across metrics such as the cost of the dinner, the average number of delayed flights. Well, the top spot went to San Antonio, Texas, followed by Atlanta, Virginia Beach, Dallas, and Scottsdale, Arizona. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Whether you're preparing for exams, juggling family and career, or just looking to stay sharp as you age, Think Factor is here to help. Created by the same company that makes Relief Factor, Think Factor supports sharper focus, stronger recall, and clearer thinking. It's the natural way to give your brain the daily nutrients it needs for memory, attention, and even vibrant vision. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800, the number 4RELIEF, or visit ReliefFactor.com to learn more. Look, I was a little bit skeptical. I started taking Think Factor. After a few weeks, wow, my memory, my focus, my concentration, better than ever. And Think Factor results get better the longer it's taken. If you want to stay focused during demanding tasks, keep your memory strong, maintain mental energy for whatever's ahead, well, Think Factor is for you. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800, the number 4RELIEF, or visit ReliefFactor.com to learn more and order Think Factor. Your first bottle is just $19.95. Think Factor. Think clearer, perform better daily. Call 800-4RELIEF or visit ReliefFactor.com for Think Factor.
A Christmas legal group is ready for the annual Christmas Wars.
For more than 20 years, Liberty Counsel has carried out its Friend or Foe campaign, which offers legal help to anybody trying to put Christ back in Christmas and having trouble doing that. Liberty Counsel points out that, quote, publicly sponsored nativity scenes on public property are constitutional. Classroom discussion of the religious aspects of the holidays is permissible, and students may distribute religious Christmas cards to their classmates. Michael Harrington reporting.
Pope Leo XIV has accepted the resignation of an ailing Spanish bishop who is under church investigation for allegedly sexually abusing a young seminarian in the 1990s. It's the first known time the new pontiff removed a bishop accused of abuse. A one-line statement from the Vatican on Saturday said Leo had accepted the resignation of the bishop. Breaking news at townhall.com. It was known as America's flagship. Now a once great luxury ocean liner is set to become an undersea attraction off Florida's Gulf Coast.
The SS United States will become a huge artificial reef off the Florida Panhandle early next year. Okaloosa County announced its final resting place will be about 22 miles southwest of Destin. The top decks will reach 60 feet below the surface, making it accessible to scuba divers. The nearly 1,000-foot vessel still holds a transatlantic speed record from its maiden voyage in 1952. The ship spent most of the year at the port of Mobile being scoured in preparation for its sinking.
President Trump says he's teaming up with legendary golfer Jack Nicklaus to revamp the golf courses at Joint Base Andrews. Yesterday, the president took an aerial tour of the courses and promised improvements. He suggested that the rest of the base needs some fixing up as well, but announced that Nicklaus would serve as the architect for the golf courses. More on these stories at Town.
Are you dreaming of a home that's safe and stylish, truly yours? Supreme Site Services is your Midlands expert for privacy fences that upgrade your security and boost your curb appeal at the same time. Michael and his team did our new fence at the new house, and if a fence can be stunning, we've got it. They use the best materials. They have a great crew that cleans up after they've completed the job. You know what? They guarantee your satisfaction. I've already had neighbors ask for Michael's contact info. Supreme Site Services has custom solutions for every homeowner and every vision, from wood to vinyl or aluminum, even a custom gate. Call 609-9760 for a free estimate. Let Supreme Site Services build boundaries that protect what matters most while welcoming you home every day in style. Supreme Site Services, where quality meets peace of mind. 609-9760 or online at supremeservicessc.com.
Oh my goodness, it just quit. What in the world is that? Goodness, thanks for holding on there. We got our friend David on. David, the social sciences professor, and we were talking a little bit about Uniform Code of Military Justice and encouraging folks to disobey orders that they suspect might not be legal.
Well, actually, there are members that would know with clarity, and then there are those that would need to seek out advice. So it's not a willy-nilly type thing. You know, I don't think any mature thinking service member is going to intentionally jeopardize his or her career by trying to be disobedient. And so it bothers me that these so-called politicians and or people that have no connection with military service are talking the way they're talking, speaking the way they're speaking, because it seems as if they want to drive us into a situation to where everything is subjective. and not everything. We cannot not afford to have everything subjective. We have to have kind of like we have to have order. We have to have, if you will, law and order. We have to have clarity, especially when you're dealing with the military.
Too big to make mistakes, right?
Yeah, we cannot afford to allow our personal politics, if you will, to dilute the potential strength of this nation. It's like, you can be a Democrat, you can be a Republican, you can call yourself anything you want to call yourself. But the reality is, all of those political titles and things of that nature, they can mean one thing to one person and another thing to another person. So what I say from this point forward, Gene, is when Gene speaks, and when Gene speaks, let Gene be speaking and not the conservative element or the what do you call libertarian. Let
thinking. People can't even read. Young people can't even read. I mean, that's the deal. That's the truth. Young people can't read. They don't, or they choose not to.
Well, if the young people can't read, at least they have an excuse for us that are, spewing this "Be America Great."
To the phones and say, "Gosh, that's crazy. That's crazy." As soon as I get off with one, how are you?
I'm good.
JB, yeah, JB, you are on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hey, Dr. G. The David that you were just talking to, MJ, orders that we should, because I served 24 years. How long have you served?
0.
Who talk?
We have whole cemeteries in France of American soldiers that were tried and executed for their crimes during the Second World War. It's, we don't like to think about those things, but they do exist.
I went to a military college, so I have to think about them all the time. I spent 24 years in the military. It does not escape my mind at all, any day, ever, anytime. Anytime I patch somebody up that got shot, it does not escape my mind at all. Now, the David, prior to the David, I remember him saying he was too afraid to go in the military. He said one time he was talking to Kevin, why are military people considered heroes? Two things I think about him. Coward.
No, I don't know about that. Their personalities.
The ones that I served with are absolute heroes. They are absolute heroes. And this bothers me because he keeps bringing my name out of his mouth. I don't talk about him, nor anyone.
Except now.
I'm proud of my. This is the only time, and I want him to hear me clear. Do not call my name out your mouth.
But y'all can be friends. I mean, gosh, this is the...
No, not the way you talk. Not the way you talk. Everything I say is wrong. Everything I say is wrong. Now, when we say the last David that you just talked to, shut up, dog. The last David you just talked to, he talked about the UCMJ.
Uh-huh.
And it's rich.
All right, hold on, JB. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. And those people on deck, we're going to get to you as quickly as we can so that we actually get to you. But we'll let JB finish in the next segment, but we'll be right back in just a moment.
Experience South Carolina's printing powerhouse. Professional Printers is your trusted partner, bringing over 30 years of expertise in print and graphics. From digital printing to web and sheet-fed solutions, we handle it all with a team of over 100 dedicated professionals. Locally owned and operated, we have 2 locations in the Midlands and serve our customers with pride, ensuring top-notch service and quality in every project. We do it all, including storage and promotional products. Visit ProPrinters.com and elevate your printing experience with us.
Game day, game day, game day. Be ready for game day with the monsters of the Mellow Mushroom Gridiron. Get to the line of Shroomage. Take the snap and order all your Mellow favorites, like fresh mouth-watering spring water dough pizza baked on the stone, monumental hoagies, hot pretzels, wings, meatballs, fresh crisp salads, and over 100 beers from around the world. Dine in, order online, or call ahead for takeout. Then head to the game or the sofa. The Mellow Mushroom in the Vista and on Sunset in Lexington.
At Palmetto State Armory, we offer the largest selection of guns and ammunition at unbeatable prices. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff are here to provide personalized assistance, ensuring you find exactly what you need. If you enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, camping, or hiking, our clothing and outdoor gear collection has got you covered. We also feature an exceptional indoor range facility where you can experience the thrill of shooting in a safe and controlled environment. Visit us today at PalmettoStateArmory.com or your local retail store. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
All right, a long, tall woman in a black dress. We know all about that, and we're going to bring that down, and we're going to go back to our friend JB. But first, just a little thing, because this is a story in the Gateway Pundit. The members of Congress use their credentials as high-ranking former members of the military and national security apparatus to advise people to disobey lawful orders from their chain of command and the President of the United States with extremely broad and unclear language by signaling they have the duty to do so. They further attempted to intimidate those under command of the United States into opposing lawful orders. Democrat Senator Elisa Slotkin, former CIA agent, CIA officer, conspiracy to commit a military coup, appeared on ABC's This Week with Martha Raddatz, what a gem she is, on Sunday, where she couldn't even name an illegal order the president has given. Surprisingly, Raddatz actually called her out and asked her for an example of illegal order Trump has done, and there wasn't one. So that's a big problem, and I really do hope that these senators and these representatives don't trick some young man or some young woman or some old woman, old man in the U.S. military to make a political decision that will ruin their lives. But thanks for holding on, JB.
Illegal orders. The way that they're just Venezuela shooting, we have an entire arsenal. We have an aircraft carrier. And
yeah, we got 20 of them, 11 big ones.
The entire fleet in Venezuela blowing up little tiny boats.
No. But you know what that's there for, don't you? Do you know why we're there? Do you know why we're there? The real reason we're there?
Why?
We're there because Venezuela, with our help, is about to implode. And all that armament and all that power, not even over the horizon. Wait. Not even over the horizons, lets people like Maduro, who has killed lots of his people, lets them know you will not do that again. There are consequences that are 7 minutes away.
How long have you served?
Zero.
I was 17 years old. My mom and my daddy had to sign me in because I was not old enough to go in the military. And when I did go in, I was afraid. I was scared. I was afraid.
Right, and it's a new thing, completely different, totally understandable.
I met some guys that their families, I'm talking about their lineage was military, and they were proud to go in. They were not afraid, but I was. Until I went to boot camp, until I went to my A school, and then when I went to my advanced school, I could accomplish anything. One day, I jumped off the roof of the house. My dad was fixing something on the roof. And he was like, son, go get so-and-so. And I jumped off the roof of the house. Got back up. He said, did you just jump off the roof of the house? Yes, sir. What is wrong with you? Daddy, it's real easy. All you got to do is jump. Oh, you have to know how to curl your body and roll. That's it.
Yeah, but he didn't want you to put yourself in that kind of risk. Even the Navy guys, they know they have one hand for themselves and one hand for the ship. But let me run out this little deal, JB. I'll be back on Wednesday and next Sunday and do.
Hold on, man. Hold on. No. I'm gonna ask you a question.
All right.
How come you're not giving me as much time as you gave David? You gave David 38 minutes.
Well, that's because we're in a crunch time, and there wasn't anybody lined up, really, and now we're full up.
I called the phone. I called at 6:05. But he stayed on the phone for 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Love you, Dr. Gene.
Yeah. All right, very good, JB. And let's go here. Hold on. Here we go. Come on, give me another deal here. We're going to hit the answer phone thing. All right, hold on. I apologize for this. It's there. And we're going to jump right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you?
Hey, Dr. Gene.
Hey, what's going on there, Super Ed?
Hey, I was listening to David the scientist. And I don't know if he told you, but he and I met at Starbucks yesterday.
Oh, wow. I would have picked a different place, but I'm glad you went there.
Yeah. Anyway, in listening to him just now, the mental picture I had picked for him, for his face, from all these years of listening to him, I could not put his real face in there. I was still working on his old made-up face from hearing his voice all this time.
Oh, that's one of the things, when I have met a number of my radio heroes, and of course I really wish I had met Rush Limbaugh, but I knew exactly what he looked like. But the local people that you're like, wow, did not expect them to look that way. And then there was a girl I met at the university, or Georgia State University, on WRAS, and her name was Delia. And I was like, oh my, I hope every radio girl is this way. And they're not. They're just not. But yeah, so don't, when you, people sound much differently than who they are, except for me. I sound as goofy as I actually am.
Yeah. People that study the brain, that would be a good field of study to see why that is that we create this mental image of what people look like.
Well, you want to relate to them. So, and one of the reasons I like radio so much, and not just because I have a little window on this on this station, but the reason I like radio so much is even when I am the receiver, it's still a conversation. So whether it was NPR and working on a car on a Saturday and listening to the radio, or listening to other commercial sites, listen to them, it's always even though it's broadcasting, it's still a conversation, because I on the other side am going, that's not right. I never thought of it that way. That it's back and forth. It's not like sitting in front of the idiot box and just allow the photons to wash over you, and your brain activity actually drops as you become the zombie.
Right.
So,
yeah, I wonder if you watched somebody for a long time on the television and never heard their voice. I wonder if it would be the same phenomenon if you would have a particular voice for them and not be able to change it when you actually heard their voice.
Right. But there are people, like I have a friend of mine that I went to Clemson with, and we were on WSBF FM Clemson at the same time. And she was one of the few people that made it into that industry. So she did weather and traffic for like 6 radio stations in the upstate. And every once in a while, because of my association with Clemson University, I'd be up there and I would hear her, and I'm like, I know who that is. But when she was on the country station, she talked like a country girl. And when she was on the hip hop station, she changed her voice again. And when she was on Light AC, I think she was on Earth FM, she changed her voice again. But yeah, so I knew what she looked like, I knew what she sounded like, and I knew who it was.
Talented gal.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's a rock star.
But anyway, I don't know how much time we're going to devote to it tomorrow, but I am extremely interested in these 6 Democrats that came out saying that people in the military have a right, in fact, a duty to disobey a legal order.
Right, or they can be shot. Or they can be shot.
Very, very important to say. And they are, judging by the reaction of our president, they knew, I'm sure, they knew the risk they were taking in doing that.
But also they didn't lie.
For bravery, and I applaud them for saying what needed to be said.
But
it needs to be said.
But it was the truth beforehand and after, always.
Yes, but it needed to be said.
Well, when the chief executive said, sedition is punishable by death. Well, that's true also.
That shows what a risk they were taking.
Well, that is the
risk they are taking.
That is the truth. So in the same way that our representatives had cover because of that which they said was the truth, even though the application wasn't established, the same goes for the other way. That since you're just informing people, let me remind you that the punishment for sedition is death. Just
they know that.
Well, they know it now. But
they knew it then. You think Mark Kelly, the
oh yeah, absolutely,
captain in the Navy, astronaut,
do you know what the secret about Mark Kelly was?
Who actually fought in a war?
Right. Do you know what the?
You don't think he knew that?
Do you know what the real thing with Mark Kelly was? Mark Kelly was the guy that both President Obama and Nancy Pelosi wanted to run for president. And Joe Biden's coming out so strong for Kamala, the vice president. Really, it didn't end his political career, but it did. That's who they wanted: American hero, spaceman, military officer, all that stuff. That's what they wanted, but they didn't get him because President Biden short-circuited it.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
well, he was almost president of the United States. If it hadn't been Kamala, if it had been him instead, he probably would have been president. All right, hold on, Ed. We'll be right back and let you finish, and then we'll jump to our other callers, and we'll get them in just a moment.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
From the Bart Fireside Studio, the solution for keeping you warm this winter.
This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Mary Rose. Top U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they've made progress toward ending the Russia-Ukraine war. They discussed an American proposal for peace, which some European allies fear is too favorable to Moscow. Today in Geneva, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio described the talks as productive, but shared few details on what was discussed. He emphasized that the U.S. peace plan is a living document and that it would change. 50 of the 303 school children abducted from a Catholic school in Nigeria's Niger state have escaped and are now with their families. The school authority said today that 50 children aged 10 to 18 had escaped individually between Friday and Saturday. A total of 253 school children and 12 teachers are still missing. This is SRN News.
Lots of plumbing companies out there. Few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced plumbing woes at the Cohen home, Josh and his dedicated team, well, they were my go-to solution. They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time, clearly detailed all the costs and procedures, and efficiently handled all my repairs without any surprises. These days, how often do we complain about a lack of customer service out there? With Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, these folks are professional. They're courteous. They're skilled at what they do, and they've earned my trust, and they've earned my recommendation to you. From urgent repairs to the tankless water heater you've always wanted, they've got you covered. Visit franklinplumbing.sc.com or call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hey, you tell them Kev sent you from The Point. I'm pretty sure you'll want to thank me later.
This down and bring our friend Ed back up. Thanks for holding on there, Ed.
Yeah. As to the reason they didn't give any examples,
there are not any that he has done that would be illegal.
Well, you see, that's not true.
What has he done that's illegal?
True, and they know it. That is why they said it. Okay, here's what I was telling Cal. This is the most obvious one. We have a law that you cannot use the American regular military to police our streets because the people that wrote
The Posse
our
Comitatus
Comitatus
Act that
law,
we've not
they
held
did
to.
not want a president to use the armed forces as his own personal police force.
You know, we
Which means
used
he
the
could take over the
military. We
country.
used the military to end segregation in the South. Was that an abuse? Did President Eisenhower commit a crime?
It was not the best way to handle that.
No, but
I
no,
would
I'm
say
serious. But was that a
I wouldn't.
crime? Regular military. It
That,
wasn't National
that
Guardsmen.
was the National Guard, wasn't it? Jim?
No, I think it was regular military because the National Guard would not have. They would be the locals, and this is one of these things about breaking up these criminal cartels in great cities like Chicago.
Well,
The cops know who the crooks are. They have a détente
no,
with
they
them.
didn't use the local National Guard. They brought in people from Texas and Alabama, and they used National Guard from other places.
I have to look that up. Somehow I think they were regular army, but you know,
He's used National Guard from all over the country.
Okay.
But anyway, going back, the regular military, he used Marines in Los Angeles. And, you know, the commander was within his rights to say, no, the Marines can't be used for this.
Mm-hmm.
The Marines are part of the regular military. They're not to be used against American citizens. And as far as Eisenhower is concerned, we didn't.
All right, here we go. The crisis gained worldwide attention when Governor Faubus ordered the Arkansas National Guard to surround Central High School and keep the 9 students from entering the school. President Eisenhower ordered the 101st Airborne Division into Little Rock to ensure the safety of the Little Rock 9. So he did use regular Army people.
All right.
So should he suffer the same consequence? Should we dig Dwight David up and you know, I don't know, take his golf shoes off? You know, so it has been done before.
It has been done before, but you see, by setting that precedent, what Eisenhower did is he's made it easier for
the next guy
president to use it for to gain control of the city.
Right.
And that's
so long established in American practice and maybe law, what has Trump done that he is in violation of the law with respect to the military? I don't think there's an answer there.
Well, okay, I will. Another one is these destroying these boats.
Say that one more time.
Destroying these speedboats.
Oh yeah, the fishing boats with 60 barrels of chemicals on them and no fishing gear. That's right. Maybe they were piloted by a Maryland man.
Do you know what's in those boats?
I would be willing to guess that the most sophisticated intelligence.
You're willing to kill people for a guess.
Happens all the time. He looked like he had a gun in his pocket, so I shot and killed him. Law enforcement does it all the time. It probably happened 3 times a day.
These men in these boats didn't have guns pointed at anybody.
Right. They only had stuff that would kill a couple hundred thousand Americans. So here's the crazy thing.
And you know
we've
that.
already.
How do you know that,
Jenny? Well, I don't know, but I'm going to give the and I don't like to do this. I'm going to give the U.S. intelligence service that monitors every electronic communication in the country and outside of the country. I'm going to make a guess that they know.
Or maybe maybe this president just likes to blow things up, just like he likes.
That's right.
Likes to blow up the part of the White House.
Yeah, the buildings. And you were correct on that. And I don't know if you continued listening after you were on, but once I discovered that, I apologized and said that you were correct on that.
Okay.
Because I was going off the original pitch, which was not reality. Let me start to run. I'm going to listen on Monday. It's going to be great, and maybe y'all should do this again. Maybe y'all should do this again on a schedule. That would be great. And we are going to jump to our next person, and we're going to say, "Hey, caller, how are you?"
Gene.
Hey, what's going on there, Andy?
Oh, sat here and watched my Gamecocks choke it again.
Oh, well, it's tough. I grew up
in the last seconds of the game, but
I grew up as a Shamecock, and it was always tough. It was always tough.
Hopefully next weekend will be a different circumstance.
Yeah, hopefully those the river of cars will be moving long before the third quarter.
Yeah, of the orange ones.
No, they stay. Even when we're losing, we stay. Have you noticed that? So when I go to USC,
I try not to notice much about Clemson at all.
That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll love you anyway, Andy. But when you always have garbage seats, I did sit in the box one time at a Clemson USC game. But usually I'm in the upper deck, and so you can see out of the stadium. And usually by third quarter, the river of cars is moving as fast as they can to get out of there.
Well, if you want garbage seats, when the Coliseum first opened, my father got season tickets, and he was Saul Blott Sr. was his lawyer.
Oh wow!
And Saul helped him get tickets. Well, all the way in the corner of the Coliseum, in those upper corners where there's only like 3 seats, in those real corners, that's where our season tickets were.
Okay, at least people could point to them. There's Andy.
Back then, you couldn't get seats, but I was like, my father climbing up to those seats was like, my God, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Well, that's one of the reasons that I always call the Carolina Panthers the Charlotte Panthers, because immediately, as soon as things got available, the Charlotte business interests bought up everything.
Well, I don't consider them Carolina. I consider them Charlotte also.
Well, good, Andy.
What's that?
Good. I'm glad some rational person agrees with me on one small thing.
Yeah. Now, the real reason I called is this. I haven't heard anybody mention this whatsoever. And it seems like the Epstein thing is geared more towards the Democrats, that he was connected with Democrats and this and that. Wasn't Donald John Trump a Democrat?
Yes.
During the time of Epstein?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of
in and out?
Strange? Isn't that kind of strange how no one even mentions that from the right
or the left?
No one. Well, I've heard some from the left say it, but it's very rare that anybody even brings that up, and it just seems kind of strange to me that he's fighting all this, and we agree on this, that everything should be released and things should come out, and whoever's guilty should be taken care of.
Well,
and I don't care. I don't care if it's people on the left, people on the right, people in the center, people in the moon, people on the Mars, wherever they're at, under the world, under the sea, they should be taken care of.
Right.
And
the full. We'll do like our real Democrat friends who scream at the top of their lungs. No one is above the law. Hell yeah, that's how it works. We need to go ahead and go after these people. And the crazy thing was how many Congress critters Jeffrey Epstein owned them enough that they were, during the run up to the impeachment of the president, they were taking calls from the dais. That is bizarre.
He's not the only one who owns congressmen.
Right, but he's the worst public actor we know of as a human being.
Well, that we know of.
Right.
But all these lobbyists and things like that, that's the worst thing that there are. There should be no lobbyists whatsoever, and anybody who has been a representative shouldn't be allowed to become a lobbyist once they leave their position as a representative of our Congress or our Senate, because that's bad enough. Lobbyists to me are scumbag enough, but if you mix it in with them being an ex-congressman or an ex-senator,
right? Well,
I mean,
gosh, where is Trent Lott right now? Oh, he's running a lobbyist group. Where is, I'm trying to think of, who was the Speaker of the House? Actually, the Overton guy. What is his name? Where's he? Well, he's running a lobbying thing.
I mean, we can reel off 100 names of people that were once Congress people, representing us, who are now lobbyists, who are pretty much buying their way into, buying their company's way into whatever they want.
Well, or even former governors working as a lobbyist or influence peddler for an insurance company. That happens all the time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty disgusting, and it just, to me, shouldn't be the American way, but unfortunately it is.
All right, Andy, I'm going to put you on pause. We'll be right back with you, and then I got to get you taken care of, and then I got 2 more people, and that's what's happening next. We'll be right back after this.
Are you dreaming of a home that's safe and stylish, truly yours? Supreme Site Services is your Midlands expert for privacy fences that upgrade your security and boost your curb appeal at the same time. Michael and his team did our new fence at the new house, and if a fence can be stunning, we've got it. They use the best materials. They have a great crew that cleans up after they've completed the job. And you know what? They guarantee your satisfaction. I've already had neighbors ask for Michael's contact info. Supreme Site Services has custom solutions for every homeowner and every vision, from wood to vinyl or aluminum, even a custom gate. Call 609-9760 for a free estimate. Let Supreme Site Services build boundaries that protect what matters most while welcoming you home every day in style. Supreme Site Services, where quality meets peace of mind. 609-9760 or online at supremeservicessc.com.
What's better than getting the best Wagyu and Hereford beef anywhere in these parts and getting it delivered to your door? How about knowing you're still supporting local farmers in Saluda over at H&J Cattle, where tradition meets quality? Visit HandJCattle.com. Place your order for $50 or more, get free delivery in Richland or Lexington County. Plus, Point listeners get 10% off your order. Enter keyword The Point as one word for your discount. HandJCattle.com.
At Palmetto State Armory, we offer the largest selection of guns and ammunition at unbeatable prices. Our knowledgeable and friendly staff are here to provide personalized assistance, ensuring you find exactly what you need. If you enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, camping, or hiking, our clothing and outdoor gear collection has got you covered. We also feature an exceptional indoor range facility where you can experience the thrill of shooting in a safe and controlled environment. Visit us today at PalmettoStateArmory.com or your local retail store. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life. It's our sing-along party.
As I said the last week, Gene, need to play Revolution number 9.
Number 9? Number 9?
Everybody will know those. Everybody will know that song and be able to sing along with you.
Okay.
But since you got 2 people waiting, I'm going to get off. I just wanted to throw that in, and I'll call you Wednesday and talk to you Wednesday.
All right. It should be good. It should be wild. And make sure to listen on Monday.
Oh, I'll be listening tomorrow. Believe me. Thank you for the time you gave me.
All right, no problem. All right,
Bye-bye.
so to come here and here And I say that to give you color in purchase.
That's like you're short.
Hey, caller, how are you?
Yeah, it's like you're quick. How's it going? Yeah, I give what Dave and JB were saying, and and these civilians like they the scientists think they know what's going on.
No, I'm the ultimate civilian. I mean, I'm the ultimate civilian to the point I'm sort of evil. I talked to I was an internationalist.
Well, yeah, no, I'm a civilian, but can't some be civilian and act like you know what the USCMJ is. That would be training like we did, although months of training we had on it.
Or you could plug it into a search engine and it'll you can read the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not lazy. It's not lazy. And every airman, seaman, Coast Guard,
is responsible for it, whether they read it or not.
Trained at classes and basic boot camp. All these being talking heads nuts on these conservative channels about you got to do this. This is a district. This is a little bit of that they're talking about. It's tradition. This is a freaking constitution, man. So this is what Trump tried to do. Actually, that was tradition trying to do the government.
The Senate, the two senators and the Congress critters, they said the truth. They made a statement of fact with a little bit of an implication.
Yeah.
And then the chief executive responded with also a statement of truth with a little bit of political implication. So they were both telling both sets were telling the truth.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Trump has absolutely no idea all we talk about.
Come on. This idea that Trump's a dumb guy, it's not true. I've seen his wife. If he's able to pull that, he's not a dumb guy.
Not talking about money, so money can get you a long ways. But anyway, Donald Trump is teach you leading people to commit war crimes, man. And this thing finally over in the end, when the normal government get back on track. A lot of people may be up on Nuremberg trials, man. Especially he takes that. He definitely knows the UCMJ, idiot, and he got blood all over his hands. Telling those soldiers, those Navy guys, Coast Guard guys go out there, roast alive, innocent fishermen out there, little fishing boats,
Not little fishing boats. They're not even fishing boats. They're open go fast boats with like 3 and 4 engines. They know what it is. They know what it is.
First of all, I hate saying Trump's gang playing the ignorance of the American people. Ignorant people are fully educated. First of all, like I told Kevin, Venezuela's going to play from here to California, man.
Well, you know what the deal is? You know why we're there, don't you?
Yeah.
Why are we there? Why there?
We're there to get the oil. Okay.
Well, not just that, but there. Remember the woman that won the Nobel Peace Prize ahead of Trump?
Yeah. I know about
she's the one leading the opposition in Venezuela. That government is about to fall. But just like the loving hand of communism kept the Balkan states under control, the Gerald R. Ford and all of its attendant ships and aircraft are going to make sure that things don't spin out of control in Venezuela. That's why they're there. It's none of this fentanyl stuff. It's all because they need to look out in the distance. They need to look out in the distance and know that America is doing more than just watching. Let me, but I'll be back on Wednesday. Love to talk to you then. Right. But I hate how this has happened, and we'll jump right to the phones and say, "Hey, caller, how are you?"
Hey, Dr. Gene, how are you?
Hey, what's going on? I need to get me one of them go fast fishing boats, and I'll put 30 barrels of chemical barrels in the front, for all my fish.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So do I. Yeah, I'm just wondering if I was Trump and I was a rich old white guy, because I love rich old white guys. They love to play golf. I know that much.
Yeah, he's good at it too. He's got a hole-in-one as president.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, if I'm the rich old white guy playing golf with, let's say, Senator Lindsey Graham, who's been in the JAG for like all of his military career, right?
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, pretty much the whole thing. I think I would say, Lindsey, could I be impeached if I did this while we're on the 18th hole? And Lindsey might say, Donald, if you did, you probably could. Wouldn't he take advice from his rich old white buddy, Lindsey?
Well, here's a thing, Nick, and me as a 50-plus person, and one of the reasons you can't make any money until you're 50 is you don't know anybody. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know that, oh, I need to run this by my accountant. You don't know I need to run this by my attorney. Yeah. But at some point, you get beat up or old enough, and you go, maybe before I divide my wealth in half on this business venture, maybe I ought to ask some questions of somebody that knows.
Yeah, that's kind of like, Fran used to be a deputy. He wasn't a sheriff, but he used to be a deputy. So I need to call Fran and ask him about selling my house, with the legal constraints, because he was an officer in law enforcement in the state of South Carolina.
Yeah, I had a thing, and somebody said, "Oh, well, we have there's a cop over there. If you want to know, ask him." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the advice I need to get." No offense.
Most of these senators that are crying about the UCMJ, they don't have a problem when little black and brown kids are getting knocked out their socks.
Millions.
Oh, and I'm just talking about America, domestic stuff. Like you said, yeah, he looked like he had a gun. Yeah. He made the wrong move.
He didn't listen. He refused to comply. Because
exactly.
And there's this thing, Nick, when somebody's got a gun pointed at your face and they're screaming at you, all you can see is the gun. Your actual perception of the noise goes away. And so, of course, this person that's never been arrested before, this person that was in his mom or dad's car and he rolled through a stop sign, of course, that person is a bad guy and needs to be threatened with imminent death. Well, you didn't respond adequately. Okay, you didn't have to shoot me.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what I'm saying. Everything gets gray when it turns around to, is Trump making illegal orders? I don't know, but I think if he was, I think somebody would have told him by now.
Or told us about it. They would be able to say, on January 16th, he did this. Can you believe? It wouldn't be that. It'd be the 30th or whatever. Can you believe that he did this? This horrible, illegal. What? They and it's like with the Epstein thing, that Biden, as a sleepy Joe as he was mentally incompetent, his people had it. If there was anything in there, they would have, it would have been the coup de grace. I mean, they shot him. They did 2 impeachments. They did everything they could. They sent FBI guys to fumble through both Melania's underwear drawer and probably Barron's too. These people the same people that would do that stuff wouldn't release something secretly. Of course it.
Yeah, but it's the difference that goes back to saying, was Trump a Democrat? And yes, Trump was a Democrat, but Trump was a private citizen. He wasn't a politician.
Right.
So when you say who controls who, like you said, how many senators and Congress people did Epstein control? But who controlled Epstein is the best question.
That's a big question.
And I would recommend some of our listeners should pot up Candace Owens. She has some very interesting opinions on who controlled Epstein and Trump.
Well, this is a joke, but it's true. Like if I ever get murdered, and I don't expect that I'll get murdered, but if I ever get murdered and it's not a open and shut case, don't call SLED, call Candy, call Candace Owens, because she gets a hold of something, and it's tough. It's tough. I don't know if anybody is into it as much as she is.
Her and Tucker Carlson have some definite opinions. I'll give them that. I'm not saying they're right or they're wrong, but they definitely aren't afraid to share their opinions. So I'm just saying, there's a difference in being a deputy, and there's a difference in being the police chief, and there's a difference in being a citizen and being a politician. So
I want you to think about former Senator, now Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I never thought he was anything special. Actually thought he was a weak senator. Well, he was a weak senator in the Club of 100, but making the Club of One the head of the State Department, and he shines. That's the job he always needed to be in.
Yeah, I wish that Cash Patel had blossomed into something special, but I really got no.
Well, I
no
think
hope for him and a few other
I think
people,
he
but-
might have women on the brain. Have you seen his girlfriend?
Oh yeah, I have. And
Wow.
like I said, it's not
Wow.
about who controls them, but who controls you, and then who controls the one that controls you. Kind of like the Epstein thing. You have a great night.
All right, you two. Thanks a lot, Nick. Thanks a lot, David. Thanks a lot, David. Thanks a lot, Ed. Thanks a lot, JB. Who else did we talk to? All the people that we talked to. We'll try to do it next week and on Wednesday.
People hear me talking about
but do listen on Monday.
And how much I like Ken and his team. They asked, hey, can I really trust this guy, Kev? Let me tell you two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two,